Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for refusing to let my parents meet my girlfriend's family in their filthy house? I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years, long distance. I'm incredibly happy with her and she is with me. We communicate effectively, talk about our future with pragmatism, love, and confidence, and overall have a very healthy relationship. We don't live together. She lives with her parents while she finishes school, and I live alone with a full-time job. I'm close with my parents, and they are supportive of my relationship. My parents have never met her parents in person. However, in the 3 years we've been together, due to the nature of our long-distance relationship, the easiest way for our parents to meet would be for my parents to go to her house, and we could have a nice family dinner. It would also give my parents a chance to learn more culturally about my girlfriend and her family. But I am really embarrassed to have them over to my girlfriend's house. I very recently visited and stayed with my girlfriend and her folks for a week in their home. It is filthy. Not messy as in items are strewn about or water bottles and pizza boxes litter rooms. Filthy as in everything is coated in a thick layer of dirt. Cleaning glasses and dishes amounts to scrubbing them gently for 5 seconds with an old gray sponge. And when the dog pees inside, it's cleaned with a mop that is then put back into a bucket and put outside. At the end of my week's stay with them, I felt more gross than when I first got there because stepping out of the shower instantly coats your feet in hair and dirt. There are more examples than this, but I think the point is made. Unfortunately, these things are considered normal to my girlfriend, I believe. We made dinner for her family, and I subtly mentioned cleaning the kitchen up as a thank you for letting me stay in their home. I also mentioned cleaning up the guest room I was staying in for the same reason. Her responses were shocking to me. She claimed that it would be difficult to clean because you can't vacuum tile floors, and the things that look like dirt are actually just stains. That response ignored things like the food processor having bits of food stuck on the bottom and in the blades for God knows how long, or just trying to vacuum anyway. How do I mention all of this to my girlfriend? I care about her deeply, obviously, and we communicate often about difficult topics. But this one just seems so offensive if I bring it up. It insults her and her family. I am embarrassed for my family to be there. And to be honest, I don't really want to stay there again either. I'm also afraid this could trickle into our eventual life together, so I'd like to broach the topic sooner rather than later. Thank you. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. I don't think I understand why your parents have to meet. You're both adults. Or why if they do, it has to be at your girlfriend's house. I just wouldn't do it. I think a far bigger problem is what the future looks like with your girlfriend if she thinks that's normal. It's totally possible her idea of spotless is your idea of only 90% disgusting. Honestly, I think it's likely she doesn't actually know how to clean. I strongly suggest that before you move into one home, you find a way to each live alone, closer but separately, so you can get a better idea of how compatible you are once she's away from her parents. I'm no clean freak, but I couldn't live with anyone who thought anything like that was remotely acceptable. Comment 2. Okay, you have more than a meet the parents problem. You have a serious future problem if you don't address it now. Different levels of cleanliness and working to achieve a modicum of cleanliness can destroy a relationship. If your girlfriend feels like the house is okay, she is going to be okay with future filth. Do you want to be doing all of the cleaning? This will truly be a test of your ability to communicate. Telling someone that the way they live now will not be acceptable to you can go sideways fast. Good luck. Have the discussion now. Don't let it drag out. Now, for the update. Hey everyone, thanks for checking in. So, 2 weeks ago, I finally decided to talk to my girlfriend about the cleanliness of her house. I was super nervous, but I knew it had to be done. I started by telling her how much I appreciated her and her family for letting me stay with them. Then, I gently brought up how I noticed some things around the house that made me uncomfortable. I tried to frame it as a concern for our future together, rather than a criticism of her family. At first, she was really defensive. She said that her family had always lived that way, and that it was normal for them. I could tell she was hurt, and I felt terrible. But then, something unexpected happened. She admitted that she had noticed the dirt and grime too, but she didn't know how to bring it up with her parents. She said she had been embarrassed about it for a long time, but didn't want to disrespect her family's way of living. We talked for hours that night. She told me about how her parents had always been more focused on other things like their jobs and her education, and that cleaning had never been a priority. She said she had tried to clean up a few times, but her parents would just tell her it wasn't necessary. It was a really emotional conversation, but it felt good to finally get everything out in the open. The next day, my girlfriend decided to talk to her parents about it. She was really nervous, but I told her I would support her no matter what. When she brought it up, her parents were surprisingly understanding. They admitted that they had let things go for too long and that they were willing to make some changes. They even asked my girlfriend to help them come up with a cleaning schedule. Over the next week, my girlfriend and her parents started cleaning the house together. They bought new cleaning supplies and even hired a professional cleaning service to do a deep clean. It was a lot of work, but the house started to look so much better. My girlfriend was really proud of the progress they were making, and I was proud of her for taking the initiative. But then, something unexpected happened. My girlfriend's parents started arguing a lot more. They were stressed out from the cleaning and the changes in their routine. My girlfriend told me that her dad had even mentioned getting a divorce. It was really hard for her to hear, and she felt guilty for bringing up the cleanliness issue in the first place. I tried to reassure her that it wasn't her fault and that her parents' problems were deeper than just the state of the house. But she was still really upset. She started to question whether she wanted to stay with me because she felt like our relationship had caused all this turmoil in her family. We had another long talk, and I told her that I loved her and that I wanted to be with her no matter what. I said that we could work through this together and that I would support her in any way I could. She said she needed some time to think, and I agreed to give her space. A few days later, my girlfriend called me and said she wanted to meet up. When we saw each other, she told me that she had decided to stay with me. She said that she realized her parents' problems were not her fault and that she couldn't control their actions. She also said that she wanted to build a future with me and that we could create our own way of living together. We decided to take things one step at a time. My girlfriend is still helping her parents clean the house, but she's also setting boundaries and making sure she's taking care of herself. We're planning to have my parents over for dinner at a restaurant instead of her house, so that everyone can meet in a neutral setting. As for her parents, they're still working through their issues. They're going to couples therapy and trying to communicate better. It's not easy, but they're making an effort. My girlfriend and I are hopeful that things will get better for them. Looking back, I realize that this whole situation has brought us closer together. We've learned a lot about each other and about how to handle difficult conversations. It's been a tough couple of weeks, but I feel like we're stronger because of it.